Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over a couple modified hip opener poses that are usually more accessible if you have knee pain. So stick around and we'll get right into it. Okay, welcome back. So there are a couple hip opener poses that once you start to add internal or external rotation of the hip, if your hip, the way the bones are shaped, if you get to the limit of what your hip is going to allow you to go and you keep trying to work into something, then the pain is going to go to the next joint down. So it's going to go down into your knees. So that's, if you get into half pigeon and it bothers your knee, it's most likely because you're trying to ask your hip to do something that it can't do. So there's some alternatives. So, a common one that you would find in yoga is coming into half pigeon. An alternative for this is coming into a collapsed version. So the way you would get into this, instead of going into half pigeon, because that's the one that causes pain with the knee, you'd come into Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, you'd lean all the way over into the right side, assuming this is the leg that you're working on, and you would lean as far over into this right hip as you need for this knee to drop down into the floor. And again, so you may have to come over quite a bit to the side. Again, the important part's the knees down, and you got about 2 90-degree bends here in the leg. And you could stay upright, or you could choose to fold forward a little bit. You could stay on your hands, you could drop down to your forearms. And then, so this pose is still gonna get into that same area. So outer hip, right glute, gonna get in the same spot that half pigeon does. And again, you can work on deepening it a little bit. So you'd probably start folding over your thigh, but again, maybe you start to fold somewhere down toward your shin, maybe you start to fold closer down toward that right ankle. And again, that would get into it as well. Another pose that's pretty common in yoga would be double pigeon. So you'll see people crossing their knees one on top of the other. But again, that may not be good for the hip. So alternative here is just come into a regular cross-leg position. So again, you'd start with one shin in front of the left. And again, if you feel knee pain here, then you want to try to change the angle that the knees are going. So if this isn't good, then you can consider taking the knees out a little bit wider. You can always put a block underneath the knee that feels like it needs a little bit more support. So again, it's not going to drop down far any further than it needs to go. And you can stay upright. Again, if this is enough for the hips, you can stay up there. If you need to fold a little bit further, and you can walk your hands forward. So those are a couple different hip opener poses, modified versions that are still going to get into the spot that you're trying to get in, but again, are usually much safer for your knees. So stick around, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you here next week. See you next time. Namaste. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that class. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to get a new short form class every week. And if you like what you see and you want to support me, go become a member at theyogamat.com. You'll get unlimited live virtual classes every week and access to our on-demand library with over 500 classes in it. Have a great day. Namaste.